into smaller pieces as I go. Yeah, I don't really like working with chicken because of the salmonella. Yeah, I'm following the recipes and it says pat the chicken dry, and I'm like, okay, now I'm holding a patted dry chicken in one hand and a wet paper towel in the other, and I don't know what to do next. So true. I always find like patting meat dry is just a very interesting concept. I'm like, okay, like pat. Well, I've also done the same thing for shrimp too, and I'm like, here we go, let's pet some shrimp, guys. And then I like really wash my hands after, because seafood, well, anything raw, honestly. Okay, so eggs are looking pretty good. I usually do like a mild toast on them, not that much, because we are going to be going back into the dish when I cook down the tomatoes. So we're going to plop those guys there, and then I'm going to oil up my pan again. And this time we're just going to throw in some red onions and garlic. Nice sizzle. Turn on this too. Okay. Eggs cook super fast? Yeah, they do. I think it only matters if you're battering the chicken. I'm gonna make jambalaya. Is that how I say it? So I'm about to have to deal with a lot of meat. Ooh, I've never actually made that, and I've only had it once. So, how much meat? Like, how many different types of meat usually go in one? So now that that's cooked down a bit, I'm gonna throw in my tomatoes. A little bit hot, so I'm just gonna cover it. But I'm using the help of the box. Well, help of the box is like pretty good too, because then you got some of the stuff down already. Like usually with curry, I like using curry pucks. That's a good point. I think there's always now put a lot of seasoning stuff on the chicken step in my recipes. 4 or 5, I'm putting like 3 chicken, shrimp. I might butcher that, so I'm not gonna say it. And sausage. Got it. Ooh, that sounds really yummy. Okay. So I'm just cooking down my tomatoes. And once I cook down further, I'm probably going to start adding more sugar to them. Just because tomatoes tend to be more sour, and to kind of like alleviate that, you just put in sugar. Okay. Ooh, I might also add some green onions on top, just for like a pop of color. So I'm going to grab those. Thing to do with green onions is really to just kind of like snip them, because it's just easier than chopping sometimes. Okay, unless your chicken is sopping wet, use a little bit of water, isn't a big deal. What's up, Thoro? Yes, it is me, Chef Phoenix back in the house after going up to Lock and Key yesterday and vibing out IRL. Cooking is hella soothing. Yeah, it's like pretty relaxing once you have like all the steps down, I feel like. But like when you're new to cooking, or like if it's a new recipe, even like for me, like I sometimes get a little anxiety about like, oh, am I cooking this right? Or like, is this enough? But yeah, it's a lot of trial and error too. I remember, okay, so the first time I ever made spaghetti in college, I put the noodles in before the water boiled. And then I was sitting there like, wait, isn't this supposed to cook? So yes, we have definitely grown better since then. Okay. It's Cajun food. I love to try and cook recipes I've never cooked before, and I've been learning a lot lately. That's awesome. I feel like I should do that. I mean, if I wasn't on a time crunch, I feel like I would explore more with my cooking. Or also if my fam were more open to eating different types of food. But I might try it like on the weekends or maybe during lunch, where it's like, well, if they don't really love it, that's fine. Yeah, I'm realizing as I'm working through the recipes, like I was telling Phoenix Moon earlier, I find myself trying to follow recipes rigidly, which just makes me anxious. Yeah. Okay, that scissor tool tip for the green onions is a game changer. Did it on Wednesday, it was like, holy bejesus, yes, it's so efficient. You just snip, snop, and then it's like, wow. Already done, okay. Let me add a bit of water to this. Just so there's some sauce. Cooking down the tomatoes will already put a lot of like tomato sauce into the dish, but my brother really likes the sauce, so I'm adding more water. And since it's cooked down, I'm going to add some sugar to it. And like this is like a really small spoon, which is why it looks like I'm adding a lot of sugar, but it's honestly not. It's probably about like 2 tablespoons that I just put in. Okay. Let that cook down some more. And I'm gonna mix in some ketchup too. So it's like tomato squared. Okay. So put a bit in there. So then it's tomato on tomato. Okay. Wow, chat is moving fast today. I gotta catch up. Is to pay attention to what recipes have in common and learn new techniques. I couldn't cook rice when I first started. Honestly,